Hello, this is Moon Goddess 777 coming at you on this early Wednesday morning. I know y'all wondering why I'm up here so early. I got a busy day, so I want to go ahead and get this out of the way. So yeah, I'm in here on the right one. Let's see. Get this out of the way. So welcome. We are in here. This is Moon Goddess 777. Support our organization, My Yacht Simple of Healing and Unconditional Love. Happy Leo season. I know I got the cancer stuff up, but mm, I got a lot of cancer placements. So happy Leo season. Happy solar return to Earth Day to all my Leos. We're gonna talk about some stuff. As you can see on the thumbnail, we're going to talk about some different things. Y'all support as you come in the replay game, like, subscribe, and share. I got on these reading glasses because I got to do some reading. So, uh, and what am I sharing from? What we gonna do first? Who we want to talk about first? We'll talk about the lightweight stuff. Um, yeah. So how everybody been doing? How's everybody making it? I just got off the live earlier. I was just um as you come in, we'll play a little warm up music. And I gotta turn this back down. It might still be playing. Tell her, play that song, play my song, my baby.
You know, it's such a bright and sunny day. Everything just feels so good. You know what I'm saying? I just see a new light. You know what I'm saying? I can see the trees. I'm not blind anymore. Since I met you, Jesus Christ. See, there's a smile on my face that comes from within, from up above. I've been so alone. Yeah. I've been so let down. Some of my closest family and friends, they could not be found. Yeah. I called on them day and night.
As you come in, like, subscribe, share with replay game. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this live. Thank you to all my new subscribers, my old subscribers, my day ones. Thank you for my people that's a fan of my book club. And I'm coming out with some new material. I know it's been taking me some time, but I've been moving. I done relocated across the other side of the world, so it's been some transitions going on in my life. I'm not even gonna front. I said that on the other live. I'm going into some more areas of the unknown. I like the comfort zone, but I got to get out of the comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? I can't stay and keep doing the same thing and staying in this like the nature. You have to be in alignment with nature, with the spiral, with change. Nature is ever changing and spiraling, and so I have to be in alignment. I hope y'all look at the other live, because on the other live I'm talking about some things about what's going on in our communities, what has been going on that need to stop. It's Shava Zane, terror investigator, and it's saying that it's saying this shit needs to stop in the black community, and it's talking about we need to protect the children, and it's time to do something about it. But all right, we're gonna get into this. Yeah, check it out and go over there and subscribe to her. An amazing she's an amazing tarot reader. I am subscribed to her. I support her. She's really being vulnerable on that live and telling some things that to help the collective. And I don't think that message has been shared enough. And I couldn't have said it no better. I don't mind uplifting people and streaming their stuff, showing them support. I'm about working together and supporting each other, loving the divine masculine and feminine, unconditional love, and we working together to better the collective and the future, not just about myself and me, myself, and I can do it all, and I got to shine, and I got to tear people down. I'm not with none of that. I'm not with none of that. So, and all this cloud chasing and all this drama and back and forth and all that art. I did that when I wasn't even into that when I was like a teenager and a kid. I was just staying in my own lane trying to do when I was low vibration, didn't even really know who I was. I want about all that. So, all right. So this is CarleeRussel, y'all. We see that I put up there for my man. Y'all, she has been charged and it seems like she's happy about the charges because I think she didn't really get no time. I think she got probation and stuff like that, probably like some community service. I'm not saying this young lady need to go to prison or nothing like that. It's wrong as hell what she did. I ain't even giving no pass because they say that we be too lenient on the women and we wouldn't do that with the men. We'd be ready to burn them. But I think she really got some serious mental issues. And I think it's a deeper story here. I think it's something going on that I'm not even gonna blame him because you're supposed to know how to walk away when somebody is not giving you what you need. And they say he was messing with allegedly messing with an exotic dancer. We supposed to say it's an exotic dancer instead of stripper. And she was putting the stripper down, telling the stripper she was the better woman or whatever. But we all have to go when it comes to that type of stuff, they want somebody. It don't matter. They're not looking at it like they looking at what that woman can provide and what they want, honey. So you might think you the better one, but to him, she might be the better one at the time. So it's just sad how she threw her life away. Such a beautiful, talented young lady. Even if she don't get prison time, which I don't wish that on no. I don't wish that on nobody. Nobody. Some people they do stuff so bad they need to go away or be under the jail. But I mean, it's wrong what she did, and I don't think that's gonna take away from what they do, how they do black women, cause they ain't gonna. That's an excuse. They ain't really caring about no black women disappearing like that anyway. They will though. Oh, they will. They better. They better. Cause the universe and stuff. It's not even about skin color. It's about mankind and human beings and unconditional love and working together and are not abusing people and abusing power. We supposed to, this a full happy full moon in Aquarius. We supposed to be learning. We supposed to have learned that to be above skin color and above that materialistic and superficial stuff. We supposed to be past that now. We've as a group, collective group, we have failed. And the universe and Daughter Earth and the spiritual team is disappointed. I mean, we are not all that we think we are. By now, a lot of us should have done battled the ego and learned and tried to woke up to who we were and be working on ourselves. We shouldn't be forced to work on ourselves now. We should be knowing to do that voluntarily and to get out of this 3D and to try to be more spiritual. But it's not. I don't give up on people, but they're just gonna have to keep going through it over and over again and learning. I don't want to come back to this dimension no more. Not no 3D. Not this lower vibrate animalistic level here. No, not. I'm not saying I wouldn't want to be on, but I wouldn't want to be at this level. This is the ghetto. Yeah, they say you die and go to hell. This place here, I don't know, cause it it's just. I mean. It's just that, and then now what's going on with the plant? I mean, if you can't handle this, you're gonna have a sad day because this it's gonna get we in a we on the we in the what is it? Two of spades, king of clubs. Uranus, Pluto returning. This is the show, like, it's gotta be the show before we get into this, you know what I'm saying? So, but it's bad that she was like, with this man, and you know, he's probably gonna move over, get married, get him like, I'm sitting here to marry that girl. It's like, he probably wasn't gonna marry her anyway, but she made it worse. Like, he can't, like, man, like, it's, she's a national, like, what, like, you know what I'm saying? So, she was trying to get in because she got more energy, she got the wrong type of picture. So, anyway, she's the only person who feels Tessa. So, so I hope it's all right now. So I hope it's all right now. Yeah, okay, we're good. So I hope it's all right. Yeah, okay, we're good. So yeah, it's just sad that she messed up her life over this guy, and you know, it's gonna be where she can't get him back. If he see her, he probably be embarrassed to be seen with her in public, and probably won't never marry her. And she got that charge on her, and it's just not gonna look good as far as business and stuff. That's why you gotta be careful what you do, how you do it, and who you do it with, because it can last a lifetime. That's why I tell people, be careful who you align yourself with and who you co-sign with and the things you do, because you know, I mean, we're not gonna be perfect, but at least try. You know, it's just sad. I'm glad she okay. I know the lady got to have some mental problems. She got to. It's no way that she is just saying, you know. And we have a lot of stuff in our communities. I'm not in the other communities. I have, you know, associates and stuff. I went to school with a lot of people of the other cultures and stuff like that, and I, you know, have friends and associates. But I grew up in this community, the indigenous or alleged black community, and there's a lot of stuff that go on that's not talked about. That's looked the other way. And then she from a small area. I'm not making excuses, but it's a lot of mental illness, it's a lot of issues that even people that got money be going through. It's not just poor people or people that's in single parent homes. It's this mess is going on with two parent. They try to act like that the problem will be solved if we all had the dads in the home, but some of these moms and dads aren't healthy, mentally healthy either. So I mean, that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? It just seemed like to me it was much better, in my opinion, when we had Ma Dukes and stuff, and the Big Mama was honored in the community. She seemed to me to be the backbone that held the family together, in my opinion. More so, like she kept the she kept the marriages together and stuff too. It seemed like, the relationships and all of that. So yeah. No. So I don't know. I don't know. It's neither here nor there about the two parent home. It's no way that that helps. That helps a lot, but it's more to it. It takes a tribe, a team. It's just you can't just put all this on the mom and the dad and stuff like that. Sure can't. It takes a team. Yep. And our girl, she just congratulations. I like her. I'm not a starstruck person. I've had opportunities to date the to be. I mean, they some of them wanted me to move to where they were and stuff, and I've have done business with them and worked with them. They cool. They human like everybody else. I like Rihanna. Look at her, y'all. It's a beautiful thing to be pregnant. They have really embraced the womb man and the beauty of the breast and the feeding and the beauty of the body of the pregnant. I remember back in the day, that would be pure horrible to be walking around like that as a and I think that's beautiful to me. That is beautiful. Like I mean, that women have come a long way with embracing their pregnant bodies and being appreciated as being the one, and it's a lot of jealousy about that. We see that. We see the community of the LGBTQ. Not all of them, but some of them are having an issue with black women and they're black men that are trying to be women, and they're fussing with women that seem like that's who was there to bring them comfort and try to protect them from the men, because the men don't put up with none of this. Even the down low men, they ain't not siding with those guys and stuff, like the ones that's coming for the black woman. And that's really, and to me they acting like the patriarchy sent them, like they're agents or something, because it's like they want to harm the women and stuff and get close to the children. I ain't saying all of them are like that, because back in the day, it was some cool gay heads like that. It's different. They mad. It's like they angry with women. You don't see them white ones acting like that towards the white women. You just see this mess in our community where they hate their mamas or something, and they think they gonna sit there and change or want change our names. I don't know about that. I mean, and then you gonna call women chest feeders and breed? Come on, and talking about because you have a a menstrual cycle. That don't mean you're a woman. What the heck? What kind of mental illness is going on, man? Y'all, we gotta stand up. It's bad. You gotta fight for as much as the black woman done been through, as much as people done stole different things and different, like I mean, now you gotta fight the people you created to keep your name a woman and to prove that I don't know. But this is beautiful. It's beautiful that that we have at least come to the point of embracing the pregnant woman body, and the freedom of being, and the beauty of being a mother, because it wasn't always like this. It wasn't health care for the women going on maternity leaves, and we come a long ways with that. We got a long ways to go. We come a long way with that. Some men say that the women in America have gotten too much power, and that we are horrible to deal with, and we're the matriarchy and stuff like that. And I'm sure there are some that are, um, you know, they don't like the black woman because they say we masculine. We got to be masculine and feminine. That's just us. You know what I'm saying? I think it's jealousy too. We got to be that way. How else will we make it if we wasn't able to go in between the both? I don't know. I don't know. And what is Bill Gates and the World Health Organization up to lately? Cause I've been hearing some things. I heard they having secret meetings and they trying to come out with another wave, y'all. No, say they trying to do the passport thing, and where they trying to make people do the Jabaroo again. And I mean, like they didn't learn the first time that we not gonna take this anymore. Some people gonna stand up, and the ones that stand up, they gonna win. Cause they can't make they. I mean, you gotta know your rights. We have to learn our rights We have to learn our rights. If you don't hear nothing else, y'all need to start getting flat. They got flashcards and stuff that you can get for the kids on some of these sites. I think it's Real Naggers or something like that. And it's other places where you need to be teaching these kids and stuff their rights. And you don't have to just your rights is your rights being violated, and it's rules to that, because we know these organizations and these are corrupt. They're corrupt. We have to stand against this stuff for ourselves and for our children. We don't have to just say yes some massa and stuff like that. Like we don't we I mean, because it's we're not property. They trying to make it, so I mean, together we stand. We need to stop being distracted on this bull crap and start working on knowing our rights, knowing who we are, and devising a plan. Cause from what I'm hearing, they got they whipping something up. Like it's not over. That's what I'm hearing. And he's going around. He was the last I heard he was buying up all the lands and stuff like that. And it's just and then what is it? They say all these organizations corrupt. It's been the abuse of power for a long, and they are trying to go out with a, they know they got to go out. They're trying to go out with a bang. And you see that? That's the ancient symbols. You see that staff and all that? That's really the stuff that come. That's Mama Water and them symbols, and the Hermes and all that they use for their own stuff. Yeah, the snake's supposed to be so bad, but they got it wrapped around that staff. That yeah. So yeah, it's just wow. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. I don't want that. Mm-hmm. And no, I don't think I want to talk about that first. I want to talk about this first. Little lightweight stuff. This is so interesting. Have y'all went and checked out this movie? Y'all been to the box office? Democracy Now! Democracy Now! Y'all been to the box office? I don't know. They trying to show me the news, and I'm on live. Yeah. Y'all been to the? Have you been to the box office? Oh, I didn't know they did that. To see the Barbie movie. This is the cast of the Barbie movie. Yes, that's the cast of the Barbie movie. And it's directed by Greta Gerwig. Barbie is led by Margaret Robbie as the iconic Mattel doll and Ryan Gosling as her counterpart Ken, but also features a slew of other Barbies and Kens and even some humans. The Warner Brothers picture film has been in the works for several years and originally starred Amy Schumer as the titular character, but the comedian later backed out of the film due to creative differences. While the plot details of Barbie were largely kept a mystery before its premiere, the film broke following its debut. It earned $155 million during its opening run, marking the biggest debut ever for a direct movie directed by a woman. So this movie was the biggest grossing film that was directed by a woman. Okay, women breaking into the, and here she is, the lady that directed it. Gertch, is it how you say her name? Greta Gerwig. That's her name. And they said, and who else is in here? It's a lot of people in here. They got different Kens, and That's Issa Rae, and they got all these different. That's a Ken. They got the Barbie. That's a Barbie. That's a doctor. Then they got the Barbie. That's an attorney. Then they got the Barbie. That's a counselor, a psychiatrist, and all that. But the Gosling and the other lady is the main Barbie and Ken. But they go into the real world, and it's got stuff I heard to do. I hadn't seen it yet, but I plan to see it. It's got a lot of stuff going on with the patriarchy and stuff like that. But it's a lot of things that we don't know about Barbie. Barbie has a long, long history. Long history. Yep, she has a long history. And here's some pictures that I'm gonna go back to. Yeah, Barbie got a history now. We about to get into that. Barbie got a past. It says the toy is the figurehead of the Barbie brand that includes a range of fashion dolls and accessories. Barbie has been an important part of the toy fashion doll market for over 6 decades. Mattel has sold over 1 billion Barbie dolls, making it the company's largest and most profitable line. Wow. Barbie is very popular. Very popular. That's the last one. Very popular. Barbie was the first produced toy doll in the US with adult features. The doll's original design, though, listen to this, y'all. The original design of Barbie was based on a German doll named Lily, which was originally marketed as a raunchy gag gift for adult men. Mattel bought the rights to Lily, and her handler renamed it Barbie after her daughter Barbara in March 9, 2023. Well, no, that's her birthday, but Barbie was founded in 1959 by Ruth Handler. Above left, I don't have the picture. I can bring the picture. And a mother and visionary entrepreneur whose inspiration for Barbie came from watching her daughter project her dreams and aspirations onto paper doll. But this lady, look, this the original Lily. You know, Lily was a call girl. That's when the lady what's her name? Ruth Handler went over to Germany and seen this doll and this adult doll for men. She was a outspoken call girl. It said in the 1950s, one of the founders of Mattel, Ruth Hannah, pictured above, was traveling to Europe and bought a few Lily dolls to take home. She reworked the design of the doll and later debuted Barbie at the New York Toy Fair in March 1959. That's the birth. Barbie is a Pisces. They said that she became so popular. Here go her original look, she became so popular over there as a call girl. She talked junk to them men and all that. So Barbie got a pass. Y'all know Barbie was a call girl back in Germany. She started out, she was always an independent um Ken, broke up with Ken, get back to Ken. She was a call girl. She had a whole different lifestyle when she was in another country. She was so popular in 1953, the newspaper decided to market a three-dimensional version which was sold at an adult novelty toy store available to buy in bars. Barbie done been in bars. She done been in the cigarette, tobacco stores, the kiosk. Adult. She was in the adult stores. Look, she was in adult toy stores. They were often given out as a bachelor party gag gifts and dangled from a car rearview mirror. So Barbie was hanging out with a lot of men and in them adult stores when she was in Germany, y'all. So what? Barbie was over there talking junk to men. Look, it says she was famous and quick-witted and known to talk back when it came to male authority. In one cartoon, Lily, look, they must have got that from Lily, because they said Lily wouldn't submit to Adam, that's his first wife, that they took out of the Bible that we read. They said she was formerly quick-witted and known to talk back when it came to male authority. In one cartoon, Lily is warned by a policeman for illegally wearing a bikini out on the sidewalk. Lily responds, "Oh, and in your opinion, what part should I take off?" Oh, dang. So this No, Barbie, when Barbie was Lily, she was raising hell over there in Germany. They said, what they say? They said in the late 1940s that a German cartoon character created by artist Reinhard Butin for the Hamburg-based tabloid Bild Zunting, the comic strip character was known as Bild Lily, a post-war she was a gold-digging boxing broad who got by in life seducing wealthy male suitors. So, see, she was a gold digger too. So Barbie was a gold digger, y'all. She said, I ain't saying I ain't saying she a broke, but she ain't messing with no. Barbie was over there. Let me find out. What? What? Let me find out. Barbie was over there selling that cookie and talking junk to them men trying to be look, there you go. Said she was in the 40 in the late what it say shot she started in the late 1940s as a German cartoon character created by that Reinhard Butin for this German name, Hamburg-based tabloid. Said the comic strip character was known as Bill Lilly, a post-war gold-digging boxing broad who got by in life seducing wealthy male suitors. She was famously quick-witted and known to talk back when it came. Not Barbie. Barbie was talking back when she was Lily. They said she was talking back, and the police was telling her she don't supposed to have no. She had a bikini on back in the 1950s, and she told him, "Oh, and in your opinion, what part should I take off?" She was trying to get be a nudist back then. Let me find out. We ain't know nothing about that. Y'all ain't know Barbie had a past then. And she popped over here in America, and she all Miss Independent girl. Huh? What? Well, let me find out. Barbie, Barbie, you was out there. Barbie, you was out there cricking and cracking. Barbie, you was out there getting that money, huh? What? I'm looking at this, y'all. They said she was a Barbie. Barbie changed her name when she get. Barbie changed her name when she came over here, so she would not be associated with it. Gold digging, uh, call girl, being all in the adult store. She all in a bar. She all there with them daggone dancers and stuff like that. She all in the daggone adult stores. She all over there, you know, in a tobacco shop and stuff with them men, hanging from them men cars and stuff. Look at her over there in Germany. She was popping. Excuse me. She was doing her thing. Then Miss Ruth Ruth worked for Mattel. She was one of the founders. Went over there to Germany, over there to Europe, traveling in Europe. She bought the doll home and she got that idea. She got that idea from that. She said, I'm gonna clean her up. I'm gonna take her home. I'm gonna take her home and clean her up and see can I make her into a housewife. You know, Miss Ruth Heller turned Barbie from a hoe into a house. Well, not technically. She made her an independent woman because yeah, that's Lily. Lily, look at her. That was Lily. There she go. When she was over there, look, she on that ain't that what kind of a beer is that? She on that beer. Uh-huh. She was a mess. And she was founded. Barbie was born in 1959 in March. She a Pisces. And she named her Barbie after her daughter. She cleaned her up. She turned her into a housewife. Look, that's how the original one looked. The original Barbie now, she didn't have on that two piece like she had right here when she was little. You know, she was over there getting it in with them men over there in Germany. You know what I'm saying? And bikini and all that. You see that with that red hair on that beer. Now she got on her own. when she first came out as Barbie over here, she got on that. Nah, that's when she was look at her. She all over there with them rich men showing cleavage and stuff and talking junk to them and taking all their money, digging them out. Mm, Being a bad girl. And they were buying her too. They liked it. Them men were hanging that dog from they. That what they. That what they. I guess back then that was they. That was their computer. Like you know how now they do the internet stuff and that fantasy. That was a fantasy. Look at them. That was a fantasy girl back then. That they couldn't actually obtain. She just something they look at as a doll in a cartoon. That they. Uh-huh. Look at, look at it over there talking in Germany and Europe and taking them in money. Huh, that's true. Okay, and here's the cast. Well, Barbie is this new Barbie movie has grossed the most money for a woman produced film, and this is the cast. And I heard that it's about the patriarchy and how they she Barbie comes into the real world and Ken, they trying to tell the men or whatever, about how they are not acting like they should or whatever. They a lot of men, some men said they don't like it, but Barbie was never about Ken. Ken came along later on. Like Ken came in the 1960s. Barbie was independent. Barbie done been when she stopped being a call girl and she came over here and Miss Ruth cleaned up and tried to change it into a housewife, but she didn't change it into a housewife. Barbie done served her time. So you can change. Barbie done been a doctor, a lawyer. Barbie done been a nurse. Barbie done been everything. Barbie is the hardest working woman in the business. She legitimized herself, came over here to America, got her papers, changed her name, and she done it all, y'all. She done made the money legitimately. Done made the money the hardest work. Barbie was on the runway. What happened? I love me some Barbie since I was little. I don't care. I don't care where she come from or what she used to do when she was Lily. I love me some Barbie. I always wanted me a Barbie doll. I had a lot of Barbies. Lord knows I wish I had them now. I didn't never want. They picked on me so bad. I know my ex-boyfriend made a song about his cousin playing with Barbie dolls in the bathtub. Honey, I was big playing with my Barbie dolls. I don't care. I was a late bloomer. I was big as hell playing with them Barbie dolls. I sure was, and I ain't ashamed about it. I sure ain't. Mm-mm. But y'all go check it out, cause I heard it's something. It's PG-13. Maybe something to look at with the children. Maybe something to look at with the children. Yes, yes. Okay. Oppenheimer. What y'all know about this? I don't hear none of that. Oppenheimer movie. This is the movie. Oppenheimer. I ain't heard none of the sectors our sectors talk about this. The some of the sectors I listen to, the other sectors that I listen to, I heard them talk about it, but I ain't heard a lot of the other because this affected us all. Hiroshima. This is Hiroshima. That movie's supposed to be about Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings. The two atomic bombs dropped on Japan in 1954. Killed and maimed hundreds of thousands of people, and their effects are still being felt today. By the end of 1945, the bombing had killed an estimated 140,000 people in Hiroshima and further 74,000 in Nagasaki. In the years that followed, many of the survivors were faced with leukemia, cancer, and other terrible side effects of the radiation. And a uranium bomb detonated over Hiroshima on August 6, 1945, had an explosive yield equal to 15,000 tons of TNT. It raised and burned around 70% of all buildings and caused an estimated 140,000 deaths by the end of 1945, along with increased rates of cancer and chronic disease among the survivors. A slightly larger plutonium bomb exploded over Nagasaki 3 days later, leveled 6.9 square kilometers of the city and killed 74,000 people by the end of 1945. Ground temperatures reached 4,000 degrees Celsius and radioactive rain poured down. If a nuclear weapon were to be detonated over a city today, first responders, hospitals, firemen, and organizations would simply not be able to help. They wouldn't be able to help. This powerful video by the Red Cross explains why. The reason we know this is that the extent of the damage of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945 made it nearly impossible to provide aid. In Hiroshima, 90% of physicians and nurses were killed or injured. 42 of 45 hospitals were rendered non-functional, and 70% of victims had combined injuries, including most cases severe burns. All the dedicated burns beds around the world would be insufficient to care for the survivors of a single nuclear bomb on a city if that happened now. In Hiroshima and Nagasaki, most victims died without any care to ease their suffering. Some of those entered the cities after the bombings to provide assistance also died from the radiation. So even after the bombing, the radiation was so bad. And the long-term effect, it takes around 10 seconds for the fireball from a nuclear explosion to reach its maximum size. But the effects last for decades and spans across. So this stuff is passed down through the genes. Even they talk about the Agent Orange. My father was a Bronze Star veteran of the what war? Even my grandmother brother and them was in the World War. What is it? Was it World War I? World War II? Her brothers and them was in the World War. My great uncle passed from complications from being a soldier. My dad is a veteran, and I got uncles is there. Most of my family, few of my family members are veterans and stuff. I know my dad is a Bronze Star, but I know he done told me I done took care of him a couple of times. Um, where he have issues from being over there in the war or whatever. For 6 years after the bombs, the incidence of leukemia increased noticeably among survivors. After about a decade, survivors began suffering from thyroid, breast, lung, and other cancers that are higher than normal rates. And y'all know they didn't really pay them people. They just gave them, like, at one time they was giving them like they give them money, but and the kids and stuff, like, those people that was over there and stuff, even those scientists that was working around that stuff, like, even this going around it trying to create so one person commented and said that their daddy had went to those that their dad was a physicist, a scientist, that they wanted to go to those labs to work on it. If the dad would have went, then the child would have been deformed. They pass this stuff on through their genes. Anybody that's been around it, it said pregnant women exposed to bombers experience higher rates of miscarriage and deaths among their infants. Their children were more likely to have intellectual disabilities, impaired growth, and an increased risk of developing cancer. And for all survivors, cancers related to radiation exposure still continue to increase throughout their lifespan, even to this day, 7 decades later. So they ain't even really researched to see how it has affected the offspring. So some people could have stuff now related back to when their dads and moms were exposed to this stuff in different lifespans of military, their grandparents and stuff like that. Like, you don't know. Like, they didn't do it's like they didn't even care to do the research, extensive research, or try to accommodate the people. The Habakusha survivors of the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki are integral to the history of the atomic bombing of these cities, not only because they're among the few true nuclear weapons experts to have experienced the actual impact of these weapons, but also because of the tireless efforts of many Habakusha to eliminate nuclear weapons. From the iconic story of Sadako's 1,000 paper cranes to the tireless efforts of Habakusha to rid the world of nuclear weapons to this very day, their stories are stories of hope and determination that most that must not be lost. Survivors of the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki are living witnesses to the horror of nuclear war. And when we talk about nuclear weapons, we must talk about the real unacceptable effects they have on human beings. So you can learn more about, to learn more, you can find an answer on how to coach your testimony online. But good starting place on the have the 1945 is what the degree was to have to see no peace in the morning. You know, and the night of the time to go on. Okay. Is yeah, really, 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 what's the name of this movie? Um, um, from my understanding, oh God, the people from that movement, and stuff. And people in the first generation of the on the last 15, it's like I identify on the last 15, I can identify even he still pretty through the mind of Jay Rock on my house. Yeah, I can become the show. Yes, I have well, I have the okay. And they said this guy, we'll get into that later. We'll get into that in a second. Some of these pictures. Ooh, Lord. So these are the cast of Oppenheimer. These are the people. Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt, Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr., Greek fans introduced film at Paris world premiere. And I got a picture of these people. Nah, we don't want that. Remove. I got a picture of these people too, but it's probably on another screen. And then Christopher Nolan is the producer. It says Christopher Nolan, he's the director of this film. And they say that these people took a pay cut. Well, they normally, y'all know they made 10 and 20 million from these movies. They're such high paid actors, but they took like 4 million or whatever so that they could work with him. They said they took a pay cut to work with Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan is a biographical drama. Oppenheimer is a global box office success, surpassing the lifetime earnings of Batman Begins and grossing 400 million worldwide in just 10 days. The film received rave reviews and had one of the best second weekend performances for an R-rated movie. This was just a few days ago because it just came out this past weekend. So this is not too long ago. Yeah, this is not too long ago. Not too long ago. I read it. It's not too long ago. And this is the okay, so um it says Christopher Nolan's latest movie, Oppenheimer, tells the story of J. Robert Oppenheimer as the director of the Manhattan. It was called the Manhattan Project. The Los Alamos. This was over in Mexico. It was over in Los Alamos. It was the Manhattan Project. Um, it was the laboratory in the 1940s. The physicist is known as the father of the atomic bomb. Though mainly focused on a handful of years of his life. That's what we were talking about the movie. Did the movie get it right? The movie was focused on a handful of years of his life. The film packs in a good deal of science, politics, and romantic relationships. Historians sometimes call him a complicated figure. Alex Wellerstein, a historian of science and nuclear technology and professor at the Stevens Institute of Technology, said of Oppenheimer, "You cannot come up with a simple version of him." So they say he was a complicated man, heavily based on American Prometheus, the triumph and tragedy of J. Robert Oppenheimer. And the reason why they say that is because they wanted this man to build this bomb and beat the other countries. What was it? Russia, Germany. They wanted him to beat Germany, and they pressured him, and he had to get the calculations right for this atom bomb. But it's like once he built it and it did the damage that it did, the FBI started following him and telling him and all kind of stuff. I mean, he was an outcast after he did what they wanted him to do. They put it out. They put it like all on him, but they wanted him to build it. By Kay Bird and Martin Sherman, the movie stays pretty faithful to the man's eventful, unusual life. But that doesn't mean there aren't some exaggerations or inconsistency. Wellenstein helped us separate fact from fiction. And this man here, he leaked the information to the Russians. They said Klaus Emily Julius Funks, 29 December 1911, 28. He died in 1980, was a German theoretical physicist and atomic spy who supplied information from the American, British, and Canadian Manhattan Project to the Soviet Union during and shortly after World War II. Okay, so while studying at Cambridge in the mid 1920s, Oppenheimer, he is the who this movie is really the main character. He's the one that created the calculations of quantum physics for the atomic um, atom bomb that that fell upon and brought destruction upon Hiroshima and the other place. Is Hiroshima and what is it? The other location. Okay, so Bird and Sherman write that Oppenheimer admired Blackett, who would become his tutor. But the future Nobel Prize winner was a practical, hands on physicist who pushed his students to do lab work that Oppenheimer found difficult. He preferred going to lectures and reading. During his time in England, Oppenheimer was living in a miserable hole of an apartment and would roll around on the floor in agony some days. Finally, he got so fed up that he put chemicals in Blackett's apple. In the movie, Niels Bohr nearly takes a bite out of the apple, but the scene was invented for dramatic effect. In the Ernest Rutherford who introduced Oppenheimer to Bohr, I don't think that was true, that part. Cambridge officials learned of the incident. Oppenheimer's father convinced them not to press charges. Instead, Oppenheimer was put on probation and had to see a psychiatrist. Wow, he tried to take. Is that true? He tried to take out the teeth. So he did deliver a lecture in the Dutch country. But I don't know about that Apple thing. That's a okay. He did try to poison his tutor, but Niels Bohr wasn't there. Oh, okay, he did, but they put him on probation and let him make him see a shrink. Mm. His father convinced him not to press charges. So, according to American Prometheus, Oppenheimer astonished his peers by giving a lecture in Dutch only 6 weeks after he arrived in Leiden, Holland. I don't think it was very good Dutch, but it was appreciated, Oppenheimer said. He had a short-lived relationship with a woman there who may have helped him learn the language. Biographer and physicist Abraham Paris Pius wrote. In the movie, it only takes Oppenheimer 6 weeks to learn Dutch, but Werlenstein points out that he could have spent time learning the language ahead of time. That summer, Oppenheimer spent a couple of weeks in New Mexico recuperating from tuberculosis. In between reading Baudelaire and E. Cummings, who's to say he wasn't brushing up on his Dutch? Okay, fact. The Oppenheimers had Haakon Cavalier raise their son Peter for a while. In 1941, when Peter Oppenheimer was just 2 months old, Robert and Kitty, that's his wife, the Oppenheimer wife, Robert and Kitty left him with Haakon and Barbara Chevalier for 2 months, according to American Prometheus. So this is another book that was based on a lot of uh, true. Robert explained that his wife was exhausted and the two went to the family's ranch, Perro Caliente, near Los Pinos, New Mexico. But the movie links the arrangement with Kitty's drinking by showing Robert dropping Peter off after a scene in which Kitty is drunk and frustrated with having to care for the baby all day. Okay, this is a fact. Germany wasn't ready to build an atomic bomb, so that's what the competition was about. They was pushing him. The government was pushing him. The physicist Oppenheimer, Robert Oppenheimer, to build it before the Nazis. In September 1943, Niels Bohr made a narrow escape from Nazi-occupied Denmark via Sweden. A few months later, Bohr arrived in Los Alamos, ready to tell Oppenheimer and the rest about his 1941 meeting with German physicist Werner Heisenberg. In the movie, after peppering Bohr with questions, Oppenheimer is satisfied that Heisenberg took a wrong turn somewhere, and the Germans were sufficiently far enough behind the Americans if they were indeed making an atomic bomb. It's a simplified version of reality. All this was about is men competing to make the bomb first. But it's mainly correct. Wallenstein said they do have a very small scale nuclear reactor project, which is never going to make a bomb at its present size, he said. But it wouldn't be until nearly a year later in November 1944 that the Allies would find definitive proof that the Germans were still in the early stages of development. Wow. So he mocked Strauss about isotopes. Physicist David Hill testified in a Senate hearing in Louis Strauss' nomination to President Dwight D. Eisenhower's cabinet. He said that most scientists would prefer Strauss no longer be in government, as Oppenheimer depicts. But it was David Inglis, chairman of the Federation of American Scientists, who said Strauss, out of personal vindictiveness, had targeted Oppenheimer. Time magazine reported Inglis also discussed Strauss' opposition to shipping isotopes to Europe for medical purposes. Much is made in the film about Oppenheimer mocking Strauss' concerns, saying that you can use a bottle of beer for atomic energy and that isotopes were less important than electronic devices, but more important than a sandwich. The line comes from an Atomic Energy Committee Joint Committee session in 1945. What Oppenheimer actually said was isotopes were less important than, let us say, vitamins, and somewhere in between the line did get laughs. So this is maybe a fact, likely a fact, that Oppenheimer estimated only 20,000 people would die from an atomic bomb. When discussing the potential effects of the atomic bomb in the movie, Oppenheimer estimated the number of deaths to be 20 to 30,000. I've never seen anything that suggests that they had any real methodology. Wallenstein said he notes that it's hard to find references to that number beyond physicist Arthur Compton saving that Oppenheimer told him he thought the number would be around 20,000. So a big thunderstorm, it's true that a big thunderstorm delayed the Trinity test. It wasn't just for dramatics that Oppenheimer depicted a heavy thunderstorm as the scientists and military rushed to prep the bomb for Trinity test. It was initially scheduled for 4 a.m. and was pushed an hour and a half because of the weather. Oppenheimer makes an oracle-like prediction in the film that the storm would pass, but there was a meteorology team led by Jack Hubbard who said the same thing in real life. Army Lieutenant General Leslie Groves apparently threatened to hang Hubbard if his weather predictions were wrong, but the skies did clear. Okay, fact. Finney Man did watch the Trinity test from behind a windshield. Physicist Richard Feynman recalled getting into a truck to watch the atomic bomb test from behind a windshield because he said it would protect him from the ultraviolet radiation. I'm probably the only guy who saw it with the human eye, he said, while everyone else watched through dark glasses. Fact, Oppenheimer never said publicly he regretted dropping the bomb. Strauss rages in the film that Oppenheimer would do it all over and never said he regretted dropping the atomic bomb. That's 100% true that Oppenheimer never said anything like that publicly. Wallenstein said, but he wishes the film depicted someone else saying it instead of the guy who you're painting as a totally unreliable snake. But Wallenstein said Oppenheimer did feel remorse about not being able to stop the arms race. He regretted what came next, and he did a lot of work to try to avoid it. What it say? Oppenheimer was a dilettante. When listening to concerns fellow scientists raised about Oppenheimer being named director of the Los Alamos lab in the movie, Grove calls Oppenheimer a dilettante who couldn't run a hamburger stand. Wow. Wallenstein calls that a fair assessment. Oppenheimer would often jump from topic to topic, depending on what his time. Say he didn't stay on the same subject. Oppenheimer was interested in everything. It says, and Robert Samuel, one of his students, said a single session might include a discussion of electrodynamics, cosmic rays, and so he was all over the place. He just had I guess, expanded um, what you call it, a wide, creative mind that's into Devin and this and that and the other, just what they call it, all over the place. If it weren't for the atomic bomb, Oppenheimer would likely be best known for bolstering theoretical physicists at the University of California, Berkeley. Many of his students went on to do important work, including David Bohm, Philip Morrison, and Willis Lamb. That's a big legacy, Wellerstein said. The day Hitler invaded, in fact, Oppenheimer was ahead of his time on black holes. Oh, so he would know about black holes. The day Hitler invaded, he was into quantum physics. He was a quantum physicist, of course. And the day Hitler invaded Poland, Oppenheimer and his student Hartland Snyder published an important paper about heavy stars running out of fuel and collapsing. The paper followed up on the work of several other scientists, but Oppenheimer didn't publish on the topic again. Theoretical physicist Kip Thorne describes how truly strange other scientists found this concept at the time. Even John Wheeler, who popularized the term black hole in 1967, fought against the idea of the 1950s. Roger Penrose described black holes in 1964, for which he would win the Nobel Prize in 2020. After he wins, Penrose cited Oppenheimer and Snyder paper as one of the inspirations for his research. Okay, so yeah, they said that they put in the movie that him and Einstein, y'all, we know who Einstein is. They said they put in the movie that Oppenheimer and Einstein was friends, but they didn't become friends till later on after the bomb was dropped and they was at Berkeley and stuff. And this is a picture of Oppenheimer when he was, I guess in his prime or whatever. That's him. They said they shunned him after that bomb was dropped. Like he won't. They was the FBI was on his butt and all that. They was telling him, and it was just it was rough. Yep, it was a mess. I mean, because it was. I guess they gotta blame somebody, but they wanted him to rush and do it. Yeah, they wanted him to rush. Look at those keloids. They wanted that man to rush and do it. Yep, they sure did. Wanted him to rush and do it. Look for something. Gotta put my guy up here. He was an outsider, but he said that he ain't want to mess with He tried to tell Oppenheimer that he was like a something like a what was that saying that he said to him? He was like a married woman or something that the country don't love him or something like he didn't a married man or a married woman that the husband don't love him because he was trying to get the approval. He was trying to get the approval of he was trying to get America's approval, but it's like they didn't love him. He wanted to be so much accepted by America and stuff, you know. So I don't know. I don't know why why he wanted that approval so bad. I don't know, but I guess some people just um I guess he just wanted to be accepted, and that's what he. They said if he didn't have that card where he could swipe and all that stuff, then he didn't feel important. No, he didn't feel important and stuff. So they and what you call it told him says he kept telling to it, this is the cast of Oppenheimer. This is the people. Yep. They kept telling him to leave. These are same pictures. Kept telling him to leave. Yep, they kept telling him to leave. I was trying to find a picture of these are the cats. This is the people. Uh, Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt, Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr., Greek fans, and here is the people. Let me go back to that. Look at these pictures. That's the cast, and he playing as Oppenheimer. Mm-hmm. Yep, he grossed a lot of money, but they said Einstein. I'm trying to bring his picture up. They said Einstein was telling him to abandon the project. He was like, "Them people ain't studying you. I don't know why you trying to act like they're gonna accept you." He told him right because after he dropped that, they try to blame all that on him. Even though he it might have been he might have been the creator of it and did the calculations, but they wanted him to beat the Nazis to do it. So I don't get that. I don't get that one. I just don't. I don't get how they wanted that man to do all that, and then once he did it, they uh they shunned him like that. I don't get it. So that's just crazy. Yep. And they said he was a refugee, escaping the Nazis, but I guess he was over here just like, I know how they, he was like, I know how they feel. He was trying to tell, he's like, I know how they feel about me, so I ain't even, he was just an outsider. He ain't care. He was like, I'm just gonna do me. Um, and here's some pics of him, some different pics, just different pics of him. You know, they got him in different pics of Einstein. Yep, that's him. The several different pics. Yeah, got another one that I like. Yep. Uh, Let me see. Well, but yeah, they said that that movie grossed a lot, but it was some stuff they didn't really go into the effects it had. Didn't really dab into the effects of the real effects a lot. It was good now, but it said it didn't really show the serious effects of it said it revolved around the physicist Robert Oppenheimer and his development of the atomic bomb and prompted discussion over the way the movie did not directly portray Japanese victims. It didn't really. The Japanese still mad about that. I work with some. I know some My name is Japanese. Them people still upset about that, and they put them in concentration camps. They paid them, but they still mad. They still upset about that. They still upset about that mess. I'm telling you, to this day. It said it's a 3-hour movie, and it only tells part of the story of the Manhattan Project, which developed the bomb. and conducted a test code named Trinity. That day in July, it does not explore in depth the cost of deciding to test a bomb in a place where my family and many others, wow, have lived for generations. Whoa, my God. Whew, Jesus. Some of the Japanese have welcomed the film and the chance it might bring to kickstart a serious debate about Japan's attitude to nuclear weapons, as Gilroy Reddy writes in the Washington Post. Japan publicly opposes nuclear technology but relies on it under the U.S. umbrella for its own defense. What the okay. Ask Albert Einstein. Oppenheimer's response is the final line of the film. I believe he did. He says, before we are shown a sequence of depicting the world being destroyed by modern nuclear weapons. Mm. He was happy when that, but Oppenheimer, they said he was happy when that nuke went off. They didn't tell him about that it would be dropped in Imperial Japan. They didn't tell Oppenheimer about, even though he was the doctor, he created it, the atom bomb, but they didn't tell him about Hiroshima. They didn't tell him about it. Yeah, Albert Einstein plays a significant role in this movie. They said Einstein and Oppenheimer knew each other but weren't friends until much later. They were friends at Berkeley. They started being a little more cool at Berkeley. I think he was just Einstein was just over here doing his own thing. He was like, screw everybody. It seemed like he was in his own lane. He was just in his own lane. He was like, I ain't worried about nothing. He like, this world just he said don't trust. He ain't trust none of them. I'm telling you from what my understanding of, you know, from reading about it and stuff, not just looking at that movie. I ain't seen none. I'm just being a movie critic or whatever, but I'm gonna look at them, both of them, the Barbie movie and this one. And now, um, it's still an outbreak going on of what the babies being passed STDs or syphilis and stuff. I'm so glad I don't gotta worry about that stuff. I'm so glad. I am disciplined and I love myself, and honey, I got discernment and I know how to stay in my lane and stay to myself. I'm just gonna put it like that. These people out here, it should not still be going on in our communities where these people is being unprotected because they are feeling like they can have be free willy and stuff because they feel like they have those medications to prevent them from being undetected with HIV and AIDS, but they are out here unprotected, having intercourse, men with men, then they're going back to women. It's not just the men's fault because the women should be have enough self worth, which they don't, and enough care for themselves and their bodies, knowing that they can get pregnant to make them wear protection and stuff. And that ain't even to have because protection don't prevent you from the spiritual stuff that go along with it. But at least, you would think people would be being protected, but they're not. And they're spreading this and it's being spread to the babies. And it's so sad. It's so sad, that people don't have discipline and have enough of value for their life and others and not to protect themselves and each other and not spread disease and stuff the way it's just a mess. But you know, hey, like I said, you gonna if you don't learn this lifetime, you're gonna have to learn in some lifetime or another. I want to get it right. I don't want to come to this mention. This is too much. This is get hits. The ghetto. And they say I don't know. They say I believe it's in reverse. They say you die and go to hell, but this seems like this level of 3D dimension have been a lot of hell right here. Shit, you know. I ain't trying to be talking, using profanity. Because as y'all can see, I'm very intelligent and I can read. I'm a very balanced person. And I have love and compassion. But you just get tired of the dumb stuff. You just get tired of the foolishness. You know what I'm saying? It's just, It's out of pocket. It's just crazy. So maybe next lifetime. But this is Moon Guys. Yeah, thank you for your support of our organization. Please support our organization, Maya Temple of Healing and Unconditional Love. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for getting in contact with me, let me know what you think. Like I said, we're coming with more material and another channel. And I am happy to be back with y'all. I done came on here twice. Y'all know I miss y'all. I love y'all unconditionally. Thank you to my supporters. Thank you for the replay game coming back. I hope y'all enjoy this live. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you think about me, and let me know what you think about this live, and give me some ideas. You can hit me up at the myastemple777 at gmail.com. And I'm learning how to not be so long-winded, because y'all know I'll stay here for hours and hours and hours, because I want to give y'all the knowledge and the information. And we gotta not be distracted by this stuff, y'all. We have to focus on healing ourselves, because we are hurt and wounded as a collective. They have sent these agents and stuff to try to take these children and souls at a young age, at a very young age, before they can realize who they are. That's why we got so many people that have mental illness and addictions and stuff like that. They walk around here and they walking time bomb, and they thinking about deleting themselves and stuff like that, because they get to them when they're real young. It's been, it's the curse and the gift that keeps on giving. We got to stand up, like I said in my earlier live. We got to do something about this. We got to clean up our communities. We have to stand together. It don't got to be a lot of people, just a few righteous, just a few righteous that's connected with Mama, Big Mama, and Righteous Father Spirit and stuff. We ain't got to be like doing the same thing. Like, you can say you are this or that or Muslim or whatever. It was a time when that didn't matter. People still had a pure heart space. You know what I'm saying? Like that shouldn't keep us from all working together, because you say you this and you say you that and I say I'm this. We should be able to come together in a pure heart space and do what we need to do for the collective, and look at the big picture and stop griping and fussing and tearing each other down. It's enough for everybody. I mean, God, jeez. A lot of this stuff wouldn't be going down if we would pull together and stop the nonsense and agree. And I gotta get more than them, and I'll take them to destroy. But where have it gotten us all this time? Where have it gotten us? But this is Moon Goddess 777. I'm about to get out of here. I got some other stuff to do. I'll probably take a little nap. Then I got some business to handle. And you guys, I send y'all healing, unconditional love, balance, wholeness, and oneness. Let's see. Let me see. Make sure I didn't forget anything. Cause I don't want to get. I want to get better with time. I want to get better with time. I want to get better. Let's see. I talk about. I think I thought about everything, and I did good, cause I only been up here an hour and eight. I talked about a lot of stuff. Yeah, I talked about Einstein and how that movie what was fact, what was fiction, and the effects of it. And I did talk about how it has affected us. That people say, "Well, why are you talking about Oppenheimer? That's for white people." Well, no, no, our people been in those. Our people served in those wars, and if they didn't, that affected the environment. That affected the atmosphere, the ecosystem, the trees, the air quality to the day. Those genes were passed down. So yes, it is definitely something that I should talk about. We all should be thinking about this stuff. I mean, yeah, you might say, well, we can't do anything about it. Yeah, we can do something about it. We can come together and try to prevent this from happening in the future, even with our mindsets. It's power in how you think. Even with meditating and grounding with nature, and healing our blood purification, and grounding and chakra balance, just manifesting healing to our genes and chromosomes and stuff like that. Like, they didn't do no research because they didn't care. You don't know what effects, like, people dealing with. I was telling somebody, like, some of the stuff that people might be facing might got something to do with that. Might got something to do with this, with that atom bomb and stuff like that, and a whole lot of other factors because they do a lot of stuff. They do a whole lot of. I be thinking like we some kind of superheroes or something. The way they be trying to get us out of here, and you know what I'm saying? Well, you can't really get people reincarnate, but I guess they want you to keep on being in this. I don't know. I, I don't. It's something. It's something. These agents is something. And this a matrix ain't. Everybody, I'm getting out of here. When I talk about Jesus, I'm talking about a Christ consciousness. Christ from within. I'm my own. We our own savior, y'all. Christ consciousness. See, I was into the church then. I was into the Pentecostal holiness, but I realized it's the Christ consciousness from within. The Christ consciousness within. And this is Moon Goddess 777, y'all. I'm out. Like I said, at full moon in Aquarius and then Venus retrograde. You're gonna have to hold on, hold tight. Work on yourself. You can't be abusing power. Everything being exposed now. Everything. What I wanted to say, it's people we don't even know about. I just got some. It's folks being taken down, big wigs. We've been saying this. We've been telling y'all during the lockdown, but it's still going on. Believe you me.